Okay, angry cops? Alright. Yeah, it's nothing about a SWAT. I don't know anything about a SWAT team, but he did put out something about about an aircraft carrier a couple days ago. So let's take a look. Okay, I had not even heard about this. You're gonna rebrand on March 1st, Catherine? Okay. I hope your rebranding goes well. Well, okay, Alex, it doesn't count when we touch our own boats, apparently. Oh, calling in SWAT team. Okay. Yeah, I heard nothing about this. So getting my news from angry cops about this is going to be fun. So let's see.
We have breaking news from overseas. The Navy says the Norfolk-based USS Harry S. Truman was involved in a collision last night.
No injuries reported.
Struck another ship sailing under a flag from Panama.
If you're thinking, the USS Truman sounds awfully familiar because just about a month ago, that carrier group for the USS Truman.
Wait. Is this the same carrier that shot down its own fucking jet? This is the same carrier that shot down its own F-18. I heard you kidding. Well, yeah, it was part of the it was part of the battle group, but was this the carrier that actually did shoot down its own aircraft? It was not the carrier itself, but it was part of that group. Okay. Is this the goddamn Keystone Cops of carrier groups? Yo, that's right. You're right. A destroyer did the shoot down. So this is part of this. Why am I having flashbacks to that one video we watched about that Russian naval group that was just was the definition of catastrophic failure. Okay. Oh god, this is gonna be good.
Shot down one of its own planes and almost shot down a second.
I'm fired, aren't I?
Oh, yes.
The USS Truman, a United States Navy aircraft carrier, crashed into a freight liner on Wednesday. No, that's a bad thing? Oh, yeah, that's a bad thing. And if you know anything about being the captain of a ship, well, a very important part of that is making sure it doesn't crash into other ships. Now, more information has come out since it happened on Wednesday, and I'm going to share that with you. I'm also going to give you a little bit of an education on how ships are flagged and how this could actually be a part of the issue. What does that mean, a ship flag? Glad you asked. It means where did the ship come from? What country is it registered to, right? If it's an American freighter, it flies under the U.S. flag. If it's a Canadian freighter or cruise liner or whatever, it flies underneath the Canadian flag. There you go. You're getting it. All this will be explained to you. But first, a word from this video's sponsor. Have you been up to date with this ridiculous TikTok ban? On again, off again, on again, off again, on again. You and I could go to any data broker's website right now and buy anybody's data for just a few bucks. Oh, and it's totally legal. Big companies with poor security are getting hacked every day. And your personal information is being sold on the internet to scammers, spammers, identity thieves, and foreign governments. And of course, they face zero repercussions because of it. What are they gonna do about all those other things?
Yes, he is shaved.
Well,
it feels wrong.
Sometimes it's on us to protect ourselves. And that's why I use Aura, today's sponsor. Aura keeps you safe online and does all the hard work for you. They identify data brokers that are selling my information online and submit opt-out requests on my behalf. Get Aura, and in just a few weeks, you'll stop seeing yourself and all your information on these crazy sites.
I mentioned to you, gentlemen in chat, how shaving makes you look 10 years younger, so if you want a youthful facelift without the surgery, just shave. Just shave, gentlemen of chat. You will look like 5-10 years younger if you just shave.
Even you won't find yourself when you search for yourself, and that means less spam. Aura will also continuously monitor the dark web and alert you if they find your personal information exposed. And they're going to let you and I know fast when somebody tries to use this information to log into our bank accounts, for example. Plus, they give me $5 million in identity theft insurance just in case the worst scenario happens. You can go to my link below at aura.com/angrycops and try Aura out for free for 14 days. That'll be enough time for Aura to find out if any of your personal data is exposed. All right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty, the who, what, when, why, where, and how, okay? Now, way out yonder in the Mediterranean Sea, where Egypt and the Arabian Peninsula connect, well, there is a canal cut in there called the Suez Canal. Now, there's a lot of trade that goes from the Mediterranean into the Red Sea, and the Red Sea then pushes out to the Arabian Peninsula, and then India and Asia. Ooh, major shipping route for all of you history majors, all right, that trek is a little bit nasty, and obviously you're saving a lot of fuel, cutting down the time in order to get all that freight moved from one spot to the other, or if you're doing some sort of military maneuver, get from one part of the globe to the other that much faster. And just like I said, there are freighters moving up and down that Suez Canal, and there's military vessels that are going up and down that Suez Canal. And for the most part, everybody gets along swimmingly. Swimmingly in the water, right? You crack me up. On Wednesday, two ships were using the Suez Canal. They had just exited it. They came from the Red Sea and then went up to the Mediterranean through the canal, and they were futzing around in the Mediterranean Sea. And that is the USS Truman, a United States aircraft carrier, and a freighter named the Besiktas. Right? Yes, the Besiktas, flying underneath the Panamanian flag. Yay, Panama. Now here's where things get interesting. The Besiktas has its tracker on. Now, similar to airplanes and how they're tracked throughout the air and civilians can watch them and say, ooh, on, stalk Taylor Swift or Elon Musk, whatever you want. Same thing can be done for ships. Now I'm going to use a fantastic video.
Oh, Bobcat. Angry Cops is all about the dad jokes. You know this. He's always been about the dad jokes. And he can get away with it too because he's a drill sergeant. And a cop. Did you try and tell him not to tell a dad joke? I dare you.
Made by the YouTube channel What's Going On with Shipping to fantastically show you exactly what's going on. Well, the Besiktas, you can see, is being tracked and it's traveling up out of the canal. But you know what's not being tracked? That's right, the U.S. Navy vessel, the Truman, and the battleship that's guiding him. Because duh, we don't want to leave an aircraft carrier all alone, susceptible to an attack. So I'll let What's Going On with Shipping narrate this portion for you, since he did such a great job.
It's going to come out through the northern entrance of the Suez Canal. You'll notice ships are peeling off to kind of a northwestern course here. Besiktas is coming through here. It's going to weave its way through that anchorage. Notice it coming in here. I'm going to stop right here. This is about the time period we believe that the collision may have occurred.
Thank you, What's Going On with Shipping. Feel free to give him a follow and check him out if you're interested with all that naval trade, etc., etc. So the collision happens, and up until a few hours ago, we didn't know how bad it was. We just knew it wasn't sinking, and it wasn't paramount that we immediately get the Truman out of there and get it fixed up.
Okay, well, that's good, at least.
We got photos now. Now, U.S. Navy reports say that the hull was breached above the water, and the only photos of the damage shown by the DOD are the sponson being damaged. Basically, the Besiktas going underneath that overhang of the USS Truman, smashing it up pretty good, ripping a little bit off,
good damage.
and then peeling off in a way before the damage could have gotten worse. And even the crew of the Besiktas has taken photos and said, holy shit, look at our ship. What the hell's going on here? Why didn't they have their doohickey tracker mabob on? Along with the photos that show the damage of the USS Truman aircraft carrier, the DOD has also put out a statement. The Truman is going to go get repairs done to it. It's going to go get docked at a port not too far away. We're going to fix it all up. Everything's going to be great. And we're going to continue this little investigation to what's going on. You know, I'm sure that ships have struck other ships before while sailing away in the ocean. I wonder what the consequences for those previous incidents were. Let me run down the list real quick, because I'm not sure if you remember this, but two happened in 2017. Both of those two collisions in 2017 happened in the Western Pacific, and unfortunately, The two collisions had a total of 17 deaths. That's right.
Oh,
17
God.
sailors from those two incidents passed away because of the collisions. One was
my.
the destroyer Fitzgerald that collided with a container ship, which unfortunately resulted in the death of 7 sailors. And the second was another destroyer, the John S. McCain, that struck an oil tanker, and 10 sailors passed away then. You want to know what happened? The commander of 7th Fleet was relieved of command, and the commander of the entire Pacific
Is appropriate.
Fleet, half of the globe, half of all the water that be watering, was forced into retirement. Hey man, this is gonna be bad for you. You should probably just walk away.
Just walk away.
So now, everybody's thinking to themselves, oh, this captain's probably gonna lose his job. Yeah,
I would say.
That's a very good possibility that he
Yes,
might
indeed.
be relieved of command. It's kind of a major up to crash your ship. If you're thinking, the USS Truman sounds awfully familiar for some reason, well, you'd be right. Because just about a month ago, that carrier group for the USS Truman shot down one of its own planes and almost shot down a second. And I made a video about that. Look at that. You see that? You see that right in there? The USS Gettysburg shot down one of the planes.
So the commander of this carrier group, not only, and I'm assuming the commander of the carrier group did not change from when the F-18s got shot down, or when the single F-18 got shot down, and the second one almost got shot down. Not only is the commander of this carrier group not fired for shooting down one of our own planes, but then he goes on to basically lead a carrier group through a ship crash. Like, seriously. Like, what more? I wonder if they could court-martial him. I wonder if at this point we are, you know, depending upon the results of the investigation, I wonder if these two incidents combined could result in court-martialing. Because this is two very serious fuck-ups. Like, really fucking serious. You shot down a how many $1 million aircraft by mistake, and then one of your carriers crashes into a civilian ship. It 40 million for the plane, that sounds about right. Like, this is like not only and we're not only talking about the commander of the carrier group here. Let's not forget, we're not only talking about the commander of the carrier group. We are talking about the individuals in question on these specific ships that this occurred on. The destroyer in the shooting down of the F-18 and the commanding officer of the aircraft carrier when it crashed into a civilian liner. They fucking fired. Okay? They are fucking done. God knows how many people they're going to be taking with them. Because it's not only going to be just the captain. There's going to be other people involved here too. Because the captain ain't the only one steering the ship. So, well, Kaibo, that's the question. If there was a dereliction of duty, where she fucked up so royally that they could qualify it as dereliction of duty, that could be a court-martial. So, well, okay, Bobcat, that's the question. And I'm guessing he may go into this a little bit. Like, yes, carriers cannot turn on a dime, but did this freighter, like, signal to the carrier, hey, you're headed right for us, please turn, like, a good distance away? What, is the carrier at fault? Is the escort destroyer at fault? Is the freightliner, the freighter at fault? like, I'm guessing he's going to go into that, and that will be what the investigation will lead to. So let he may delve into that in terms of what we know thus far. I'm guessing the investigation is still ongoing, so we're not going to hear much, if at all. I mean, it's not like it's not like the Navy is going. We can count on the Navy publicly releasing the investigative findings at the conclusion of this. So a lot of this is going to be speculation.
That came from the Truman and was shooting down a second one, and luckily that missile missed. We're not sure how it missed, whether it was evasive maneuvers or they said, oh shit, that's a friendly airplane, we just happened to shoot down one of our own, we probably should stop shooting down that second one that's right behind it, considering it's probably another friendly airplane. So, yes, not in the news for a lot of good things, Past couple months, it's been shooting down your own planes and now crashing into a frickin' freighter.
When something happens, it is always you three.
I've been asking myself the same question for 6 years.
You've made it this far into the video towards the end. You remember when I said, hey, the flagging of these ships, it's kind of weird. Let me tell you about it. Well, now's that time. Here's a very interesting thing. In fact, I watched a video on it not so long ago, which is why I have such fantastic information to share with you all, and I'll link it below. You see, flagging a ship is easier in some countries than others. Oh, because it's so easy to change flags on a ship.
I've got a French flag. Turn it sideways. It's Dutch.
The two countries with the highest amount of ships.
Wait. Are we into a Lord of War situation? Because that's what that movie clip was from. That movie clip was from Lord of War with Nicolas Cage and what's his name? Jared Leto. Yeah, are we gonna get into a situation like that? Okay, I'll let it cook.
Flagged underneath their flag, their country's flags.
French flag. Turn it sideways. It's Dutch.
The two countries with the highest amount of ships flagged underneath their flag, their country's flag. Number one, Panama. One of the smallest countries in the world with the 40th largest economy, surprisingly, because they get billions and billions of dollars from shipping fees. Not just the Panama Canal. Yes, Van Halen, thank you. But also because of the fees that they attribute to being flagged underneath their flag. I'm saying flag a lot. Let me make this simple. In Panama, you could create an LLC. We'll say Panama Boating Company. And then you can anonymously request your ship be flagged. We'll call it the SS Butthole, right?
This is true with Panama, I think, more than just for ships, too. If I'm not mistaken, Panama is sort of like a quasi-Switzerland when it comes to autonomy. They're doing it with with ships like this. Panama is also, I think, where one of the top VPNs originates from, where there's no no foreign government access to it. I can't remember if is it NordVPN that bases out of Panama? I think. I can't remember. But yeah, it's basically it's sort of like a quasi Switzerland where they will not they won't allow major foreign nations basically to they are autonomous from them. And so, they can operate without, the United States sticking their ass into it saying, hey, we want to look at your ship. They can go, go fuck yourself. Okay, Leo, leave it alone. Leave it be. So, I think that's what's going on with Panama. It is I can't remember exactly the correct terminology, but it's effectively speaking, it's like autonomous, and they can and have refused governmental reach from like the United States saying like, hey, we want to look at your client list or something like that. And Panos basically said like, go fuck yourself, and they can do that. Yeah, it's like it's I do know, yeah, there's like banking that goes on there. That's why I said I want to say it's sort of quasi Switzerland, like with Swiss banks. It's yeah, something like that. So I didn't realize that it applied to ships also, but okay.
The PSS, the Panamanian ship. I don't give a. We'll call it the SS Butthole. Hey, Panama. Here's an LLC that is going to be in charge of this ship. I'm going to flag this ship underneath your Panamanian flag, but I'm not going to give you my name. I want to remain anonymous for totally awesome, positive, good legal reasons. I can get my flag and put it on the ship, and I can sail across the waters and the land and conduct trade. Why, thank you. You see how some people might take advantage of that? Now, the second country is Libya, which is in Western Africa and about the size of South Carolina. Now, they do not have a very strong economy, about like the 130th and 40th, and their GDP is like 9 billion. The state of Texas has a GDP that's like 10 times that. I think South Carolina's GDP is several times more than that. What is South Carolina's GDP? Interesting. So we've got a country that's super hyper-focused on getting money for shipping, giving out flags to everybody. And then we've got Libya, a super poor country in Africa that's just like, please, God, give us money. And between those two countries, it's over 15% of the overall shipping in the world. All the ships are flagged underneath those two countries. Now, here's where things get dicey. Let's say, big hypothetical here, that you're Russia, and maybe you're in a war that a lot of people don't like. So you're sanctioned by a whole bunch of NATO countries. Let's just say all the NATO countries have sanctioned Russia. But Russia still wants to make trade with France. Well, what can Russia do? Russia can pack up a ship with a whole bunch of, drive it over to Libya, literally say, hey, we're gonna sell this ship and all of its content. We'll call it Barry's Shipping Company. We'll buy that ship from Russia, have that ship flagged underneath Libyan flags, and then go right up to France, because guess who doesn't have an embargo on any Libyan goods? All in NATO. So it's
he did correct it. He did correct. You see that right there? He did correct it.
All in NATO. So it's not exactly how it'll go, but it's kind of how it'll go.
Am
I a little wrong?
I appreciate that.
Am I a lot of right? Yeah. A lot of things will happen with these ships going under different flags or having their cargo exchanged onto other ships with different flags. Sleight of hand will happen. So then other people who aren't supposed to get will get the, and people that aren't supposed to give away can give away their. Does that make sense? It's all misdirection, sleight of hand. Now, wouldn't you be surprised if I told you that the Besiktas was flagged under Panama? Oh, great. So now, even if the U.S. wanted to be like, who owns this fucking ship? Panama can say, well, they're under our flag, but the owner applied for that flag anonymously. So, we don't really know. Good luck figuring that out. So yeah, the shipping world is kind of insane. So like the Wild West. Now, if you want to get super conspiracy theory on you, right?
Oh, here we go.
Remember how President Trump was like, hey, Panama, we want to get the canal back, and if you don't fucking give it back to us, then we might take it, or we're gonna stop trade with you, or we're not gonna assist you in defense. And Panama was like, F you. And then the next day they were like, all right, cool. All U.S. military ships don't need to pay anything. And my conspiracy theorist brain here is saying, a ship flagged underneath the country of Panama just happened to ram one of our aircraft carriers, one of the jewels, the crowning jewels in all
Oh.
of naval warfare.
Interesting.
A United States aircraft carrier. Boom. Hit with a Panamanian ship. Ooh, well, what a coincidence. All right.
Okay. Given his preface of how many ships are flagged under the Panama flag throughout the world, he said it was something like, didn't he say it was like something like 40% of ships around the world are flagged with the Panamanian flag? It's a bit of a reach to say that this happened because of that. Yeah, there's a little
Cheer
sus.
100 have some bits, kitty girl.
Thank you, llama. Oh, I forgot. Don't bother telling me, guys. I just realized it. It is sus. It is a bit of a reach, though. It is I do think it is a little bit of a reach. It is possible, yes, but considering like he said, something like 40% of the world's ships are flagged under the Panamanian flag, I do have very serious doubts that Panama would reach out to whomever's ship this was and say, hey, we don't like what the president of the US said to us. Can you ram one of their aircraft carriers? I thought he said 40%, like 40%, not 15. Am I wrong? Did he say 40%? Or did I mishear him? Did I mishear him? I thought he said 40. Where did he say that? I don't even remember where he went about saying that. It's 15%? Okay, I misheard him then. I misheard him then. Hang on. Where was that? Where did he say that? Nope. Fuck, I'm not gonna be able to find it. Okay. I must have misheard him. But still, 15% of all of the world's ships is a lot. That's a lot of the world's ships. And it's really a reach to say that Panama told one of the ships flying under their flag, who may or may not be originating from Panama in the first place, like chances are it's likely not, to go and ram this U.S. aircraft carrier because the President of the United States was mean to us. That's a stretch. That unfortunately is a stretch. Is it possible? Yes. Is it probable? No. It is highly unlikely this was done because Panama told this ship to do it. Very unlikely. Could there be some other similarly nefarious reason, like the originating country of this ship told them to do something? Sure, it's possible. Given what we've been seeing with some of these ship crashes in recent years, I'm more inclined to think that this was pilot/captain error. I am certainly more like you guys. I mean, you guys remember with the I forget what the name of the ship was that hit the bridge in Boston. I think that if memory serves, the result of the reason why that ship hit and took out the bridge in Boston was due to like power failure. The ship experienced a power failure as it was approaching the bridge, and it could not maneuver, and thus it struck the support one of the supports on the bridge and took down Baltimore. Yes, I said Boston, didn't I? Yes, I meant the Baltimore bridge. Yes, the container ship that took down the bridge in Baltimore. If memory serves, they experienced a power failure that resulted in a loss of control, and by the time they were able to get the power back up and running, I think the ship did not have enough time to facilitate a flanking maneuver and avoid the bridge, and thus the impact of the bridge. I think it's far more likely that something like this might have happened versus a, nefarious, Panama or some other foreign nation telling the ship to ram the frickin' aircraft carrier. Mechanical or even human error is far more likely on this. The investigation may come up with something completely different, for all I know. But my suspicion is it is probably far more benign, more than likely. No less like, oh fuck kind of a moment, but more benign.
Best way to support the channel is buy a shirt. Check it out. Death Before Dishonor. I like it. You tankers should like it too, because you don't want to dismount. You want to stay in that nice tank. Unless there's a bunch of drones around. And then you got to use some direct energy weapons. God, war is going to be crazy. Ever evolving, man. Ever evolving. Cheapest way to support the channel is leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Did this happen intentionally? Was it a lack of attention from the ship's commander? Like our ship's commander? Ooh.
Good question.
Right. See you next time, weirdos. Whole bunch of people gonna lose their jobs today. Yeah, that's the song I'd be singing. Whole bunch of people gonna lose their jobs, okay.
It's good Elvis. It's good Elvis impersonation. Very interesting. And unfortunately, my guess is we're not going to find out about this for quite some time. These investigations usually go on for a while. I hope Angry Cops does do a follow-up for it, because I would like to see a follow-up on that in terms of what the end results are. I'd be very interested to know about that.